What's going on, everybody? It's Dan here with another Moonshine talking. Hope everyone's having a good day, having a good evening. Been having a pretty good day. Can't really complain. It's my day off. I guess I should complain because tomorrow I'm going back to work. But that's neither here nor there. Have a little iced tea. At least I think this is iced tea. If it's not, then I might need to get the EPA in here to check out my water. But cheers. Nothing else, just iced tea. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do something a little different, or not different, but I'm gonna do a collection update today. Uh, Purchased a bunch of stuff off eBay from my favorite seller on there, Dave from Mad Rush Media. He's got a great page on eBay. He's a great seller, excellent shipping, packaged very neatly, very tightly. It's very secure. If you ever have any issues with him, he's super cool. He handles it very quickly. Like for example, the last time I ordered from him, I got Battery Destroyer of Worlds, and the CD was skipping. And I checked a couple CDs to make sure it wasn't my player because my player is a few years older, and cleaned it, all that stuff. And yeah, it was skipping. So I emailed him, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry you got a dud. Just send it back to me." You know, and we went and did a quick little back and forth, sending me a shipping label. Of course, my job being what it is, I work and do some shipping and receiving at my job. So packed it up, bing bang boom, off it went, back on the card, bada bing bada boom, right back to him because I do another order with him. I reordered it, and that one played really well. That was a good album. You know, I really enjoyed it. The one I was listening today was Nordland 2, and that was great. I'm not really a big, never really got into folk metal, but it's interesting to hear Quarthon and where he set out, where he started, and then where he evolved and went to as far as the creative direction of his music, how many subgenres he influenced as far as extreme metal went, starting with the black metal, with the self-titled first few albums under the sign of the Black Mark, moving into, I know I'm glossing over a couple, just bear with me, getting into the Viking metal, you know, kind of creating that genre, and then slowly but surely morphing into the folk metal. It's interesting just because I feel like there's probably certain militant types within the metal community, especially probably in that region of the world at that time, who were probably very much dead set against the idea of experimenting and trying different things. Is, I would imagine, very rigid mindset as far as how the music should be played, what how it should be done, all that sort of thing. And you start bringing in folk, like not folk, but you start bringing well, folk elements, but you start bringing in flutes and keyboards and stuff like that. I'm sure there were people that were like, "Man, what the hell's going on here?" But he didn't seem to give a crap. He seemed to just forge his own path, and you know it's cool. That's how pioneers do things. It's how legends are made. It's definitely, sure, whether you agree, disagree with how good the music is, it's definitely something, at least a concept, a philosophy that's worth contemplating just a little bit. But yeah, it was really cool. The one song that really stood out to me was the the death and destruction of a northern sea. That one was phenomenal. The Silverhammer one, that one was really good. The whole album, it's very interesting. It's good. It's really good. It's different. It's definitely not something that I would have sought out with some of the other bands that are out there. I know there's some bands that primarily do the folk metal style, and I can't get into it. Like I think one's like Corpacalani or something like that. Yeah, I just can't get into that sort of stuff. But yeah, that was really good. That's not on my list. I'll try not to babble too much as far as that goes. Don't think I really have any funny stories to tell you. I didn't have any odd chance encounters today. Um, I will say this. I heard there was an earthquake up in the Northeast today. Hope everyone who lives in the greater Pennsylvania area, Eddie from Rollins Metal. I know Barry, that's actually how I found out about it. I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw he posted something. You know, hope he's doing good in New York. A bunch of people up there who are up in the greater Northeast area. Stay safe. I've read up on it. I guess these things happen from time to time. I just, as a kid growing up, I never heard of them happening. So yeah, that's pretty much that. But as far as stuff that I picked up recently, in the past few weeks, I'll go over the stuff that everybody, if you've watched my channel, you already know about these. The Priest, the new Priest, new Vincent Crowley, Anthology of Horror, tremendous killer, both of those. Saxon, Hellfire, and Damnation. I really wasn't a fan, but that's all right. They'll they'll be they'll be just fine. Then I got this KK's Priest, Sinner Rides Again. This was on my top 20 list from last year. I was just having a hell of a time trying to find it. Every time I would go to local sound exchange, they just didn't have it. And they said in their system that they had, and me and the people there, we would go searching through all the shelves and the racks and everything, just couldn't find it. So finally one day, I just said, "All right, just let me know when it's in." And I kept checking back, checking back. Finally, they said, "Yeah, it's here." I said, "Are you sure it's here? Because you said it was here last time." And nothing against them, but just sometimes, I get a little bit more stern with people. Like I said previously, a couple people said I'm chill and kind of cool as fuck and all that sort of stuff. Sometimes get to know me. I might not seem that way at any given time, depending on the scenario. But yeah, I finally got it, and it's awesome. I love Tim Ripper Owens on it. They'll actually tie into something else that I got. But yeah, it's really good. A lot of the songs are very good. You can tell it's something that KK Downing is involved with. Lots of hints and tones of Judas Priest, which is to be expected because it's KK Downing. So that was that. The next one I got was the newest Iced Earth. And I was kind of excited when I heard that there was a new Iced Earth release from last year. I love Iced Earth. Uh, if at any point any of you watch my Caius album ranking, probably definitely down the line, somewhere down the road, I'll be doing an Iced Earth one because they are legit one of my favorite bands, and they deserve a little bit of recognition, a little bit of love. I know that's probably considered a bit of a controversial thing right now based on some of the happenings with John Schaefer. But whatever your take is on that, it's inconsequential. The fact that Iced Earth is a tremendous band. It was kind of like surreal when all that went down, and you're watching Fox News. I'm sitting there watching Fox News, and you see the little what like the lower third, the scroll is going across, and you see guitarist from heavy metal band John Schaefer, and it's like, what the fuck? Seriously, one of my favorite bands, and now this, because just some people I deal with, it's like, okay, if I bring this up, I'm gonna have to talk about this, and I don't want to, and I'm being very vague about it, but you know the deal, and whatever your opinion is, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. It's at least it's still America. So anyhow, so that's that. I really didn't like this. I thought this one was a swing and a miss. This one was a big whiff. I don't, and the reason I say that is because I don't understand why on the Hell Rider part of the album, I don't understand why John Schaefer felt the need to rework some of those songs. Matt Barlow's vocals are excellent. They didn't need to be redone. I feel like sometimes Tim Owens gets stuck in this scenario where he ends up becoming like the karaoke singer to the stars, to the big bands. Like they bring him in just to do covers of their stuff. And it's kind of it's a disservice to him. He's an excellent vocalist. I'd rather hear him do original stuff like he did with KK's Priest, some of the other stuff he's been involved with. But reworking songs that don't need to be redone either for the sake of doing it or maybe even possibly money grab because you need money for legal fees or what have you. I'm just speculating here, but I shouldn't ascribe motive, but I am a little bit just spitballing here. It was a miss for me and it was kind of disappointing. But I listened to the whole thing and then I was just like, yeah. I even privately I was chatting with Eddie from Rome of the Metal about it. And I said, yeah, I don't get why does Tim Owens always get stuck in this position where he becomes the cover band vocalist to the Stars. It's really weird, and I guess I shouldn't feel too bad for him because I'm sure he's done all right doing that. But I'd rather hear him do original stuff. You don't need to you don't need to do all that. They didn't need to do all that. So that was kind of a big swing and a miss for me. And then I also picked up this Voivod Morgoth Tales. I know I didn't really get into Voivod growing up, but a lot of people, a lot of channels I've been watching, a lot of people they praise them, and this was one of the ones I heard a lot of people praising. Saw it in Sounds Exchange, so I just said screw it, I'll just grab it. So I did, and I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm not going to give an opinion on it. I haven't given it a first listen as it stands, so we'll see how that goes. But then on to the stuff that I got from Mad Rush. Give me one quick second. A swig of my contaminated water here. First one, I mentioned this previously, was Chemist Deceiver, trying to get it out of glare. But this is really good doom, very melodic doom. The whole album is really good. I like these guys a lot. They're a fantastic newer band that I've gotten into over the past couple of years. Picked up a bunch of their stuff from 20 bucks spin, or at least what was available. Loved all of it. Saw this and said, okay, I got to add that to the collection. They're definitely actually somebody in my comments they asked me if I like Chemists, and they were mentioning a song that they mentioned the one album that I had, and I was telling them, oh yeah, yeah, the closing number on one of the albums is it's just amazing. It's epic and all you could ask for a band of that style. So yeah, so I got that. I got I may have mentioned this already, and I'm pretty sure I did. I got the first two Hell Rippers, Coagulating Darkness, and the Poisons. God damn it. The Fair the Poisons. I swear I like these. I've listened to them. We use Pandora for business at my job, and I throw these guys on here occasionally. I know a lot of people they're really praising and they're really into the last album they did the from last year, Warlock Grims and Withered Hags. And it's okay, but it just for me, it wasn't the greatest thing I heard. I know, like I said, a lot of people were putting in their top tens, some as high up as top fives. I just didn't see it. That's just my opinion. Again, music is subjective. Draw your own conclusions. But yeah, I really liked a lot of the stuff on this. The Beyond the Convent Walls, that's a really good one. The Affair of the Poisons, there's a few others, but for the sake of brevity and time, I'm not gonna hold everybody up too much, too long. I got a little bit of a ways to go here, so and we're already almost at 15 minutes. So yeah, those Hell Rippers are really good. I may pick up the other one just to complete the hat trick, as it were. But yeah, I really wasn't a huge fan of it. It could have been just listening to it digitally with the headphones. Maybe there was something that I was missing to it, but yeah, it didn't really sit with me. But anyhow, next up, I got three God Dethrones. I'm trying to beef up my God Dethrone collection. Everything I've heard from them thus far is great. I really enjoy them. I only previously, before I started picking up their stuff, picking up copies of their CDs of their albums, I had only heard Grand Grimoire, and I really liked that. But I just slept on them over the years, like a lot of stuff. I just never really wasn't, don't really have a lot of resources to pick up a lot of stuff. Even though it's Tampa, there's really, you go to the record store, there's not huge metal sections there. And for the longest time, I still am a little bit, I'm not really a big internet guy. So it was kind of trying to get me to shop online was kind of like pulling teeth. But anyhow, so I got The World Ablaze, I got Illuminati, which I've heard mixed things on, and The Toxic Touch. That's what I got. I'm still trying to get my hands on Into the Lungs of Hell. If I had my druthers, I would have gotten that before these because I was trying to listen to them sequentially. But it's just not working out. But I'll find it eventually. There's a couple things in my collection, like certain bands. I've been having a difficult time finding certain things. Like I just got the Simple Mind Condition from Trouble. I was having some trouble. I was having some issues trying to find that. Get sidetracked for a second. Okay, so I got a silly joke for you. What happens when you mix Elvis Presley with Star Wars? Ewok and roll. Oh, that was terrible. I tortured a bunch of my staff with that this past week. I was telling them over the radio, over our headless wireless mic sets and the earpieces, and I tell that joke, and I saw one of their shoulders slump over. It was great. I really enjoy that. It brings me great joy to tell terrible jokes to people and watch the disgust on their faces and in their eyes. Just the sheer disappointment brings me great joy. I can't tell you. It's one of those things. I grew up loving hacky comedy and bad Borscht Belt humor. And yeah, it's just a thing I enjoy, another guilty pleasure of mine. But anyhow, moving along here. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, I hope that it made you sick. Because if it did, I probably enjoy that more. But anyhow, yeah, comment down below if that made you ill. Um, I got a couple more Marduks. Got Dark Endless, and I got World Funeral. This, I know it's more of a kids comment, but this thing is a friggin' banger. I loved this. I loved everything about this. Uh, Night of the Long Knives, Bloodletting. I really love Bloodletting. That one's a great song. The first two was Satan and Victorious Weapons, Bleach Bones. The whole thing was great, but that was a fantastic album. I know I've heard others say that Legion not being in the band, there's no Legion, no Marduk, but I even listen to this Dark Endless. I will say I've been trying to get into those of the Unholy Light, and I've had to give it a couple listens. I keep trying, but I just something keeps me from like getting distracted with it. I don't know. I really haven't been able to just sit down, focus, and listen to the thing and really give it an honest listen. There's just I don't know something about it that's I've had a difficult time really getting into it. So I would have to say, if I ever do a Marduk rating, then that one would probably be lower on the list. But yeah, that World Funeral, Dark Endless, those are really, really good. Still have to get Opus Nocturne and we gather at heaven, when we gather, the heavens shall burn. I got to get those, and then I can move forward and get them. Like I say, I like doing these things sequentially and hearing the evolution of the band. But those are two I got to get my hands on, and then move on to their later stuff. But yeah, everything I've heard by Marduk, I really enjoy. That's that. And then I picked up Sworn to the Dark by, I'm gonna butcher this, Waitan. I heard a few of these things when I play Pandora when I'm in the back. I have a personal account and I listen to that because 9 out of 10 times, if I play a lot of this stuff at my job, people get really mad, and especially my boss, she doesn't like it. She's like a very conservative lady, like Southern rock, like Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner, that sort of thing. And it's just to play stuff like friggin' Goat Whore and Bewitcher and some of the other stuff that I play in there, playing some Cannibal Corpse. Even sometimes we'll throw Motorhead on, and she's like, "What is that? That's harsh." And it's like, it's Motorhead, really? But that's neither here nor there. So later in the night, I'll play some of the heavier stuff, but most of the time, I try to be respectful of others. I know we're a retail shop, we're a brick and mortar business. Most people don't want to listen to stuff that I listen to, so I try to be polite and just I'll listen to myself in the back. But if I have to go on the floor, I'm listening to what the hell I want. I'm a manager there for crying out loud, so I'm gonna listen to what I want. And some of the staff loves it, others, not so much. But every once in a while, I'll see them start bopping their head along with some of the stuff I play. It's like, yeah, I don't have bad taste. It's like, it's just, it's not, it's not the freaking Taylor Swift and all the pop garbage and the reggaeton and all that shit and freaking country and all the other garbage. It's just, it kills me. You're killing me, Smalls. But then I got this box set of the first four albums, and I know that Sworn to the Dark is in there. That's fine. I don't usually get duplicates of things, but that one just seemed like too good an offer to pass up. It seemed like a little more economically feasible to get all those at the same time. Uh, so I haven't listened to that yet. I love Sworn to the Dark. I've listened to that. I heard a few songs. Like I said, I heard a few songs on Pandora. Enjoyed them a lot. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. A couple of Marduks. Yeah, and I showed you the Acid King stuff. I did that in the Bandcamp haul. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much it as far as the collection goes. I am thinking, as we're hitting about 20 minutes here, so still haven't listened to a few of these, so I'll be occupied with that. But I think tonight I'm actually going to try to, in a little bit here, I'm going to try to go head out and I'm going to go try to see the first Omen. They got a late showing of that, and we'll see how that goes. That one could, I've been fooled before, and it's modern Hollywood, so we'll see. But it might be all right. It might not be, but we shall see. I'm gonna try to check that out, and then I'll give that an honest appraisal. Maybe I'll do a video on that and let people know what I thought of that. And yeah, other than that, all good in the hood. Can't really complain too much. Got a little bit of a trim job going with the beard. Had to do that. It was getting a little wild and woolly, and sometimes it gets a little unkempt, and I start looking a little too homeless. So I decided to clean that up a little bit, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope everyone has a good weekend. I will talk to you next time. I'm not going to hit my stupid catchphrase, but I will say, in the great words of Gordon Soley, so long from the Sunshine State. Later.